yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't know, it's a vibe. Don't know, it's a vibe. Don't know, yeah. Don't know, it's a vibe. Don't know, yeah. Juice poured up, and I know it's a vibe. Like rolling with a Malibu vibe. Said I need more drink inside of me, like bring more cup. Cause right now it's a vibe. Don't know, yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't know, yeah. Don't know, yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't know, it's a vibe. Don't know, it's a vibe. Don't know, yeah. Don't know, it's a vibe.
Good afternoon or good evening, Spurs fans, near and far. Tottenham 3, Nottingham Forest 1. And I have to declare, Spurs fans, we can shake our bums just a little bit as we find ourselves within the top 4. But let's kind of get into it. I don't want to spend too long on today, but big up to everyone in the chat so far. Spurs fan, the Diddler, and KT7 and all the others joining in and watching later on. I have to say, first and foremost, what a win and what a season we are having. Spurs fans, if you cast your mind back to the beginning of the season, you would have bitten off both your arms if someone told you that after 30, 31 games that we would be in the top 4 under Postecoglou, who for the majority of us was an unknown. And I have to say, Postecoglou has done an amazing job with this Spurs side. The only thing I would like to say, and I don't think it's something that we can resolve this season, it seems to be a theme, which is that we are pretty dusty in the first half of matches. We've got to be one of the dustiest teams. Against West Ham on Tuesday, we scored early. We allowed West Ham back into the game and game done. This game, we score relatively early. I'm thinking, okay, we're sourcing, we're going to do something. And then bloody hell, mate, we let them back into the game. And how we score, it was an on goal. Morelia almost scored the most audacious long-range shot. I think it was about 85 yards or something like that from his goal line. And then in the end, he gets his first Premier League goal, and it's a bloody own goal on the other end. You couldn't have made it up. And then after that, I have to say, Nottingham Forest were playing us off the park, to be honest. And I caught myself at one moment thinking, Elanga is just always in space. Hodson's just right. Hudson-Odoi is right out there on the left. Am I dusty, or am I saying that I'm preferring Nuno Espirito Santos football right back now? Because that Nottingham Forest team was saucing. But I don't know what it is with these players, but Postecoglou at half-time is having to take off his slipper and throw it at these guys' foreheads. A little bit like the incident between Sir Alex Ferguson and David Beckham. Why does Postecoglou need to take his shoe off before these boys start saucing, before they start doing their thing? And for me, arguably, because a lot of people talk about Van Dijk, a lot of people talk about Saliba and Gabriel Morelos, and rightly so. You know, they're doing a great job for their teams. But bloody hell, what a revelation in the fastest centre-back in world football in Van de Ven. What a player. And he just laces one on the edge of the box with his left to make it 2-1 Spurs. And then soon after, set up through ball, I think from Werner or from them sides. And it's game, set and match, 3-1. And we pretty much just see out the game. Not too bad, not too dusty. Plus 20 goal difference. And if you look at it, I always say that where you are in terms of goal difference tends to be where you're likely to finish. So if goal difference is a thing, we have the 4th best goal difference in the league, meaning that we are rightly poised to be 4th. The only downer to that is that Arsenal have bloody got 51 or 50 something bloody goal difference, which means if my theory is correct, Arsenal are odds on to go and lift the Premier League title this season. And I'm not going to lie, that would make me extremely, extremely sick. Couple of things that I have to say. One of the things that I am liking with Postecoglou, we know that the back four can't be touched. We know that Vicario can't be touched per se. I have to say, though, we have let in 2 simple goals. 2, and I say 2. The goal that Kurt Zuma scored on Tuesday was so dusty that I'm like, what are these men doing? They just let these guys in. And Nottingham Forest, we are allowing Chris Wood, I know he's having the season of his life, but we got opened up like the Red Sea. That was some dusty defending. And I'm not going to lie, something needs to happen. I like Porro individually. I like Van der Ven, Romero, and Udogie. But next season, we've got to shore up that defense. This conceding goals, even when teams are not great, it's just not good. It's not feeling me with any confidence whatsoever. The other thing, though, I have to say, though, that I rate Postecoglou for is if it's not working, he's not afraid to fix it. This guy here, Postecoglou, is Jimmy Fix It. When it don't work, Basuma and Pape Sarr were off it today. I'm not going to lie, but Basuma especially has been off it for a minute. Højbjerg comes in. He starts off doing a brilliant job. And I'm thinking, why ain't this brother starting? And Bentancur, bravo, Rolls Royce, doing his thing. We should be shaking our bum violently for that guy. But Højbjerg later in the second half starts to get complacent and has these moments of madness where he's just kicking the ball with either he doesn't give it enough power or he's kicking it off the pitch. And I'm thinking, this is not your time to be complacent when we need you to show us if you are a direct competition to Basuma. So, but apart from that, we didn't concede, but we could have. And I'm thinking Højbjerg needs to fix it up. Kulusevski, oh my gosh. Kulusevski is fully, first of all, I like the fact that he's not playing him on the wing. I don't know what he was doing. I think he had Kuli in the number 8 role. There was an opportunity towards the end of the game for him to go through straight on goal. The ball comes to him and he does this idiot thing where he's just going to be complacent and then he ends up losing the ball. This is the reason, Kuli, why you're not starting. Take the game seriously. Already, the fact that you're on the bench means that Postecoglou is not trusting you at the moment. And then you put in a shift like that, it is woeful. Fix it up. Because for me, Werner should not be starting for Spurs. But Kuli, you're so dusty at the moment that the brother's got to start. The brother has got to start. But so for me, Kuli needs to step his game up, or there's going to be questions asked from my perspective. I like the fact that Brennan Johnson seems to have stepped up his game. I have to say, though, even though he wasn't on the score sheet, even though he didn't get an assist, from a on the ball being a threat, this is one of his best games. He looked more comfortable in this game. So big up to Brennan Johnson. But look, all in all, you can see the strength in depth. We're able to bring on Højbjerg. We're able to bring on the Celso. We're able to bring on decent players, and we can change the game. And I just thought it was a little bit odd that we brought on Dane Scarlett. I really would like to see Richie. I want Richie to get his 15 goals before the end of the season. Why we brought on Dane Scarlett, I just do not know. Because even though we were 3-1 up, it weren't that comfortable. And if any team could be dusty enough to let Nottingham Forest come back, it could be our club. But look, we are 3 points. We've got the top 4 position on lock. We get to go and play a dusty Chelsea. I've been telling people that Chelsea and Man U are 2 of the dustiest teams I've ever seen. We've got Dusty 1 and Dusty 2, almost like Dumb and Dumber. And so the fact that Chelsea drew with Sheffield United just gives me joy. Big up to our AFC, always in the building. AFC is shaking his bum because his team is looking comfortable at the top of the table. It is looking like a tough race. I think Spurs, I think we determine where the title is going to go. It's as simple as that. We got all three teams to come. I'm not nervous. I'm really not nervous, but we just got to get it right defensively. We opened up by these dusty. West Ham is dusty. They scored a cheap, easy goal. Nottingham Forest is dusty. They scored a cheap, easy goal. When you come up against the big boys, it's not just going to be a cheap, easy goal. Could be cheap, easy goals if we're not careful, Spurs fans. So we need to get that sorted out. And also, I agree with Sean Links. We've got to sort out this whole thing. Spurs only up their game in the second half. That is not right. Yeah, I just don't understand why he's got to take his slipper off, his shoes off. They need to be starting faster and then defending for their lives. But I just feel like we are easy targets at the back. Aguirre KT7, look, we can't have it all our own way. Onge is at the beginning phase of his tenure at Spurs. It could be worse. We could be Chelsea right now. We could have had Poch, and we could be having a disastrous season. Even though I think even if we had Poch, I don't think we'd be top four. But I don't think it would be as dusty as the job he's doing at Chelsea. Sean is saying over the recent years, whoever plays for Spurs, they need too much motivation. That is not. I don't know. You know what more motivate? And that's Postecoglou talked about that in the week. Actually, Sean, he talked about the fact that if the Champions League football is the motivation for a player wanting to come to Spurs, then he don't want any of that. He don't want no one coming to Spurs simply because of Champions League football. He wants someone coming to Spurs because they understand the challenge, they understand the size of the club, and that they genuinely have a want to play for Spurs. And I totally agree with that. And he used Van der Ven as a bloody example on what a signing. If we can get more Van der Vens, then the future could be bright. I don't think anyone can begrudge Spurs. It's just that I am seeing some, I don't know if it's fatigue or whatever. Why has Kulusevski lost form? Why has Madders lost form? Madders is not looking like himself. The only thing positive I can say Postecoglou is doing is he's listening to us here on this channel because we called for Kulusevski to be a direct replacement to Maddison, and actually he's heard our cry. But Kulusevski is not really doing that job. Look, something ain't right. I don't know. I mean, I've come out with chest to say that I look for Spurs, but I just feel that we as a team, as a club, we struggle to get it up against the smaller teams. That's the only thing I can think of because it doesn't make sense. If you think since the Villa game where we were sourcing, we have literally fallen off, whether we've got the points. Now, I know it's the business end of the season and the style of play doesn't matter anymore. It's really about the results. I totally agree. But we can't be making the games look as techie as we're making it. Nottingham Forest for a period could have had us in that first half. If Nottingham Forest got the second just before the half time, we would have been done for. It would have been very, very difficult for me to get back in, for us to get back into the game. But maybe that's the Postecoglou style. That's what it is. It's gone home football, which means we're always going to be open, but it means we always need to score goals. But if we don't have the likes of Son, I know Son didn't score today, but if we don't have Son up top, who's going to score our goals? Who's going to score for us? We need some top quality up there. Even the wingers, top quality. Werner's not that guy. The way he skies these balls, he's no Mo Salah. He's no, dare I say it, Diaz. That's the sort of players that are going to get you, double figures on the wings. That's what we're needing right about now. Not 4 or 5 Premier League goals for a season. That is dusty. So there's stuff to think about for Spurs moving forward for next season. Sean says too many average players. Yes, I totally agree. Here to there, big up to you. Is the race still on? Are you still finishing above Arsenal? Look, I'm going to be real with you because I know you've been wishing bad upon me and you're calling me out. What I will say is I expected Arsenal to lose to Man City. They didn't. And I said it was a possibility that they could lose to a Brighton or a Villa, that sort of thing. So that's still on. and I expect Arsenal to get slapped up by Spurs. Can Arsenal lose 3 games in their last? Look, I don't think Spurs can finish above Arsenal this season. And to be honest with you, I don't think any of you can even banter me on that. Yes, once upon a time, I did think it could happen. But let's contextualize things. Arteta's been in charge of Arsenal 5 seasons. My manager's been in charge 5 minutes. We had an injury crisis this season. Arsenal haven't had an injury crisis. They just didn't have Partey and they didn't have Jesus. Jesus, who in my opinion doesn't make a difference to their starting 11. Anyway, apart from that, it's been pretty much the same stuff. And you guys you've had time with your players uninjured. You've had time to build momentum, rhythm, and they've been playing together for a lot longer than Spurs in your chosen system of play. We're just learning the Postecoglou way. So for me, even if we don't finish above Arsenal this season and we finish in the top 4, which is what I'm expecting from my club, that's a bloody good season, mate. And nobody can banter me and from our club, can't banter any Spurs fans for finishing in the top 4. And also, Postecoglou is the first manager this season to talk about next season, already telling you, the public, the rival fans, the cronies, that we are going to be involved in the title race next season. So what more can I ask for? We were never that team that was just going to win the Premier League under a new manager in his first season. This was a project. The Spurs job is a project job, which means it needs to be built over a period of time. And I say, let him cook. Let him cook. So the Dida is saying what I already think. I think we could do the unthinkable this season, still. And that would cap it off as a remarkable season. We could slap up Liverpool at Anfield, slap City, slap Arsenal. Slap them, slap them, slap them. Do you get me? What I can't do, and I think in answer to Ebea's question, is I don't trust the other teams to stop Arsenal. I'm going to be real. I needed the other teams that were struggling to step up and put in a good fight. I was hoping the Brightons of this world would put up a fight, but they turned out to be pretty dusty this week. So I can only rely on my club. Beating Arsenal, albeit it would be very good and we would have taken 4 points off them this season, is not enough for Spurs to finish above Arsenal. However, it's a very good indicator that the tide may be shifting back into Spurs' favour. So from that perspective, I am looking forward to the North London derby. I can't bloody wait. Diddler says, Solly's garbage up top needs to be... Yeah, man. I said it from the West Ham game. What is he doing? Because Werner is dusty, man. He is fully dusty. Don't be putting Son up top. We're wasting his speed. We're wasting his energy. And you know he's not about that life. He's not the hold-up guy. You got to give him through balls. And if the through balls ain't coming, it's long for us. So put him out on the left so we're deadly. Some of the stuff that Werner gets on the left, you just think there was one in the first half. It went to Werner and he completely skied his cross. It was meant to be a cross into the box and it went over the bar. That doesn't happen if Son is there. That's the level of dust that we're dealing with. We cannot sign this brother. I'm telling you right now, I ain't kicked ball in a minute. Yeah, I haven't kicked ball in a minute. But I can do a better job than Timo Werner for £5. I could do a better job on that left-hand side for £5. That is the truth. So Kulu is better on the left wing. I would like to see him on the left. But this kind of inverted wing thing is it's jarring me. This overcomplicated. I was good old-fashioned football. David Ginola on the left, Roll Fox on the right. Run down the wing and cross the ball in. All this tactical stuff where Kulu can't just play on the left. I don't know why he can't. Let him play on the left if he can do the job. I can't see why he can't. But here today saying with Manchester United dropping 5 points this week. Safe to say Spurs have locked up the Europa Champions League for next season. I mean, look, I'm not going to lie to you here today. There was never any doubt. That Man United team is dusty. Dustier than Tutankhamun's coffin. It was never in doubt. Obviously, Villa flattered to deceive. And I'm going to be doing a show with Josh, the Aston Villa fan, tomorrow where we'll be talking it. He's going to still be coming with some chest. I don't know why he's coming with chest. He needs to just sit down in his house, in his underwear. Do you know what I mean? He needs to just relax himself and just be taking solace from the fact that his team's improved under Unai Emery. That's about it. That is about it for him. But there was never any doubt. For me, even though there was no doubt, there could have been doubt. Even if we don't make top 4 for some strange reason, it's not a disaster season for Spurs. Not yet. Because Postecoglou is still learning. And we've got to give him time to learn, in my opinion. Did you consider Arteta's lack of experience when Conte got 4th? Why? Why do you ask that they assembled? When Tottenham got 4th, I swear it'd been 3 years into the job. Mate, you should know. I get there's this whole thing about lack of experience, but surely he was 3 years into his project. So, and look, he's turned out to be doing a great job, as we saw last season and this season with your club. So lack of experience doesn't really come into it. Do you know what I mean? Conte took a Tottenham team to 4th when we shouldn't have got 4th when we picked you. So it's how do you want to pull it? Do you know what I mean? The fact is we did better than you that season and we picked you to something that you should have taken quite easily from us. Benjamin Solomon, big up to you in the chat. Big up to everyone, all the new faces in the chat. Big up to all of you. Orange for the first time made the best subs starting the second half against lower position teams to boost the midfield. Yeah, yes, I agree. And these are the sort of games where we test our squad, because he always talks about the fact that this is a squad game and this was an opportunity for the Højbjerg. Because I'm not going to lie to you, Spurs fans, I've been finding it very difficult. I actually quite like Højbjerg. I know a lot of people prefer Basuma and whatnot, but Højbjerg was actually quite good on the Conte last season. He was one of the standout players. He's not that dusty. You know, they were talking about selling it. I'm like, hold on a minute. This brother here is able to do a job. So let's just cool ourselves down a bit. Højbjerg, do you know what I mean? But those subs, for me, that's what it should be. And I'm going to go out on a limb because I know Postecoglou watches this show. Our next game, let me just double check who our next game is. If you're performing well, you should start. We did this with Brennan Johnson. We did this with, we should be doing this with Højbjerg. I think Højbjerg starts over Basuma. And I think, dare I say it, we need to be starting Bentancur over Pape Sarr for now. For now, until we see otherwise. Sorry, Spurs fans, I'm just checking. Our next game, is it bloody? It can't be Arsenal, surely. I'm seeing some dustiness here. Spurs next game is Newcastle. Ooh. Newcastle away. I think Højbjerg and Bentancur start against Newcastle. I think they do. I think they deserve it. If not, what's the point? Doesn't matter how well you do, it's dusty. So yeah, big up. Look, you can see our fixtures. We've got Newcastle. We got, is that Arsenal next? Or Man City to be, yeah. So we've got Arsenal, Liverpool. Yeah, bring it on. Bring on these dusty teams. Bring them on. I love it. Madders should have seen red. Oh, I don't know about that, mate. Should have seen red for what, mate? Calm yourself down. LS Live has talked about Rule Fox's what? I can't even see that comment. Something about Rule Fox. Rule Fox, that's proper dusty. Nah, mate, you know what? Rule Fox is a legend, mate. Get the ball down the right wing, whip it in. That's what we want. And if you look at how Brennan Johnson's playing for Spurs, that's exactly what Postecoglou is asking for him. Get down the right and get the bloody ball in the box. Yeah? That's it. Because when the ball is in the box, guess what? Anything can happen. The ball can drop anywhere and we can get a goal. Here today says Deji, United are so dusty. Liverpool Salah should be ashamed of themselves. To be honest, they are. That goal that they let Fernandes score is an absolute disgrace. Disgraceful. But Liverpool only have themselves to blame because for me, I don't know about you, them man looked like they had underestimated Manchester United. They should know that Man United, when it comes to Liverpool, is Man United's cup final. Do you get me? It's a cup final for them. Just like when Spurs play West Ham, it's West Ham's cup final. Just like when Spurs play Chelsea, it's Chelsea's cup final. You just should know the dusty teams and what they're going to do. And they went there a little bit complacent and they got done for it. But Alex Green, I agree with you. I hope so. I hope so. The only reason why I'm saying if is because I do speak with a lot of chest, but I'm just hoping Spurs don't do a nonsense. I'm expecting Tottenham to do the unthinkable, to get the 3 points against the Three Musketeers. I expect us to take 3 points from Liverpool, 3 points from Man City, 3 points from Arsenal. Take the 3 points from the Three Musketeers. Yeah, we do that, mate. That caps off a beautiful, beautiful first season for Postecoglou. Played like a tin pot clog tonight. Very unimpressed. We don't give a damn, Artillery, about your thoughts about Spurs. This, if you didn't hear it, is the business end of the season. What matters now is not your bloody opinion. What matters now is the points. Did my team get the 3 points? We did. Are we sitting in the top 4? We are. Are we likely to get Champions League football in my gaffer's new season? First season, sorry. In charge. Yes. Great, great, great. We can't lose, in my opinion, from this point onwards. Here today, we'll be taking care of business versus Bayern. So 5th will be... Look, I'm not looking at 5th. I don't give a damn what you man do out there. Remember, here today, I've already told you. Arsenal, I expect Arsenal to... Look, the Champions League for me is between 3 teams. Arsenal, Real Madrid, Man City. I put Arsenal in that equation, not because Arsenal is that good, but because the European teams are that dusty. Fully, all of them. Bayern Munich lost to a team on Saturday called Hidden or something like that, 3-2. When you're losing to dusty teams like this, what are they going to do against Arsenal? Absolutely nothing. I'm not sure that this season's Bayern Munich beat Newcastle. And I'm talking the Newcastle that was in the Champions League earlier this season. I'm not sure. So for me, I've already written off the game, Spurs fans. Let's not watch the game. Don't waste your time. Unless there's nothing else on TV, it's a done deal. If Arsenal lose to that dusty Bayern Munich, come on, Kane. It would be the funniest thing I've ever seen. But I'm not even looking to that. Spurs, we don't need Arsenal's help. We are quite happy. We're going to get it on merit. We don't need any team's favours. We don't need it. We're 4th right now. Goal difference superior to Villa. And we are chasing the man them down. We're 10 points behind Man City, which is pretty respectable. There are Spurs fans. Remember how many points last season we finished from Man City? And to think that at 31 games played, we're only 10 points behind Man City. Give this brother a medal real quick. Højbjerg is dusty. I don't think so, mate. Højbjerg is decent. Højbjerg is decent. The assembled says exactly a lack of experience doesn't come into it. Then, mate, I'm telling you, mate. Lack of experience comes into the fact that Postecoglou's first season never managed in English football. The pace, the kind of the aggression, all of that stuff. He's learning on the job, doing a bloody great job. Arsenal barely got injuries to expose the average players. Sean, where have you been all my life? I've been calling this out. It's the truth. Arsenal fans will try and lie to you. They start shaking their bum down Highbury Islington High Road in a red thong like they've suffered injuries. They've not injuries, not enough injuries to affect them. Remember last season, Saliba and Gabriel have played every game this season. Literally. Every bloody game. Same as Raya. Declan Rice has not been injured. He missed like 1 game. Bloody Saka's been there. Martinelli's been there. Come on. Odegaard's been there. These man, imagine if we didn't have that madness, that Chelsea game. If that Chelsea game didn't happen, and we didn't lose Van der Ven, and we didn't lose Madders, and we didn't lose Romero, where would we be right now? I reckon we would have 10 more points. I reckon we're there. I reckon we're talking the top 4 literally is separated by 1 point, and Tottenham being included in that conversation. But that's if spots and maybes. I don't give a damn. It's still a great season for us anyway. So yeah, Newcastle get slapped up. So I don't even know why they assembled is laughing. We're gonna slap them up. You can just calm yourself down. Just want to make sure, are you still finishing above Arsenal? Artillero, I'm just gonna say it one last time. Even if we don't finish above you, what can you tell me? In my gaffer's first season, all I'm looking for right now, Artillero, is can you beat my team at our stadium? Can you beat Tottenham at our stadium? Because you know what? Even if we don't finish above you, I will happily shake my bum that we beat you at White Hart Lane. And I'll be telling you on this channel that I told you so. I knew it. I can't wait to play Arsenal. I expect Spurs to slap them up. But we have to just sort out that defense, man. But I just think the motivation that we want to derail Arsenal, and I hope we do. I think we can do it. Sean says Spurs can compete for the league. They're 17 average team. Yeah, bro. I totally agree, bro. Look, Postecoglou come out this week and said we're going to be in it. So he can see the dustiness in this league anyway. But more importantly, it's the players he's going to bring in. Because for us to be able to mount a decent challenge, it means we've got a prolific goal scorer. I don't know who that is. It could be an unknown that we don't know who's going to be banging in goals. We need someone who's going to get us at least 15 plus goals, Premier League goals, not to talk of European goals. And we need some goals on the wing. We need left and right wing to be getting double figures next season if we're going to be mounting a challenge. We cannot compete if all of the goals are coming from 1 or 2 players. If we can get I would say, 12 to 15 goals on the left, 12 to 15 goals on the right, and then an 18 plus striker, then we're looking good. We are looking good. I don't know who Spurs have in the pipeline, but if we can sort that out, that would be amazing. Is Brennan Johnson going to be that guy next season? I don't know. I think in his best season for Nottingham Forest, he got about 8 goals. That to make it for me. That's not enough. We're going to need more than that. Werner definitely is not the guy. Spurs can save money by putting me on the left, and I'd only charge him a £5. That's how dusty Timo Werner has been for me. I was hoping he would be Mo Salah-like, but you know what? He might prove us wrong. Maybe we'll give him a season. This was his season to just see what he's about. Maybe he settles down. Maybe he surprises us. I hope Werner surprises us next season. Surprise us. We are rooting for you. We want you to surprise us and do well. Did you get 3 points against dusty West Ham? Did you see the game? I went to the game live. It was the dustiest thing I've ever seen. It was sandstorms. That's how dusty that West Ham team. But that West Ham team, that's what they do. Smash and grab. It was smash and grab. So what can I say? We didn't get the 3 points, but it doesn't matter. Because for me, minimum now is finishing top 4. Yes, we wanted to go for third. It would have been nice to finish third. But at the moment, if Tottenham is looking like the only team that capable of beating Arsenal in that run, I don't see it happening. Can someone confirm to me whether Arsenal still have to play United? Not that I'm looking to that dusty team to do anything, but it don't look like. And so Arsenal played United twice. Ban it then. It's all absolute crap. Missed tons of chances nearly every game. Yeah, I mean, Liverpool, that's their Achilles heel, is that they do miss these chances. You ain't scoring against the best defense in the league, mate. We're scoring, bro. Calm yourself down, AFC. Always, we will score. We will get 2, if not, we will get at least 2 against Arsenal. So just relax yourself. You're gonna give the internet some more pure. I haven't really got any more peerless as such. I'm just talking about Spurs and how proud I am of my club and what they're doing. Stop running away from the question. Are you still finishing above Arsenal? I've just answered that question. I've told you that I don't expect Spurs to I think Spurs are the only team that would beat Arsenal. And if that's the case, we cannot finish above. We can't finish above Arsenal. But that's totally fine. It's still respectable. So I don't know why Artillero is in his underwear, backing away at the keyboard like he's got some sort of trophy. Relax yourself, mate. You know, you shake your bum if you win something this season, but you ain't won nothing yet. So just relax. You're just involved in something. You're involved in the story, but you ain't done nothing. 2 against Arsenal, you'd be lucky to get 1. Are you drunk, my brother? Are you crazy? We'll be lucky to get 1. We will score. One thing about my team is that we score goals. 100% we score goals. So I'm looking forward to that. The only thing that we need to do, look, Postecoglou has said it, and I don't think we're going to get it right this season, Spurs fans. The attacking system, the way he likes the attackers to play, he still hasn't sorted that out yet. But once he gets that sorted, it is looking long. I hope Kane comes to his senses and comes back next season. I really do. Because I think if Kane was with Spurs this season, we would have slapped up everybody. That, for me, without a doubt. But Arsenal, it sounds like Arsenal have got to go to Old Trafford. Thanks here to there for confirming that. And if that is, judging from the way Man United played against Liverpool, maybe Man U and Spurs can derail Arsenal's hopes. But that Manchester United team is fully shameless. Shameless. Because they would probably roll over and allow Arsenal to put 7 past them. That disgraceful team. So, look, the answer to all the... Because everyone's calling me out before I wrap up. The answer to the question is, can Spurs finish above Arsenal? There's 7 games left, and Arsenal would need to lose 4 for Spurs to catch up. No, I can't see it happening. I think between now and the end of the season, Arsenal can lose 2 games for sure. I think the Man U game, if they play properly, could be a banana skin. And Spurs is obviously Arsenal's banana skin. If that happens and we don't finish above Arsenal, fine. I can take that. Well done. You finished above Spurs for your 2nd season in a row in recent time. Woohoo. But what did you do with it? If Spurs beat you, though, I think for me, that's a major statement. And all of you guys should be hitting yourself. Because for me, that means that we've got your number. So Arsenal fans, before you start shaking your bum violently, relax yourself and just cool. Yeah? But for Spurs fans, we got the 3 points. We go marching on. We make sure we beat Newcastle next weekend. We slap up Arsenal after that. And then for me, we lock in top 4. That's what I'm looking forward to. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, everybody. Please make sure you smash a like. It helps with the algorithm and it helps with the bots. I didn't really want to say that. That was only a joke. But yeah, no, thank you for tuning in. And I will see you. I'm joining Judge Mo's show. I'll be over there in just a moment. Thank you and good night.
Don't know, yeah. Don't know, yeah.